set up in the back, so if you're sensitive to video recording, please let me know. I'll make sure to edit it appropriately. But we do have a few publish or parish members who are not able to visit during the 7 o'clock hour on a Thursday night, so they've requested us to post it online. So if that's all right with you, the back of your heads are going to be movie stars. Okay? All right. I'm going to pass around. This side is the high-tech publish or parish, what we call POP sign-in sheet. On the other side is a voluntary sign-up sheet for our new website. We have a blog, and we're going to be updating for all the members that can't be here, and then also for members who can be here to reflect back on what we covered. We will be posting our updated blogs. And so if you feel like you want to contribute, you want to get your name out there, increase your digital reach, you know, the search engines, if you Google your name, it's kind of how people find you. Go ahead, sign on up if you want to have some presence on our website. You can say, make comments, you can add an article, a blog of your own, whatever you like. We'll just talk about it before we post. So I'll pass this around, sign in, and volunteer if you'd like to participate with the website or blog. Let's see, pre-existing POP members. We have Gina, Amaya, let's see, Tracy, and then we have a newest, I'll introduce you in a second again, Katie and Marty. But what we're going to do is go through a quick introduction of what publish or parish is, and then the significance, the intent behind it, the cause and effect relationships that are going to stem from this small student-led professional organization, how it's predicted to grow throughout the campus. And so we real quick, and then we have a guest speaker today, Anne Medali, am I pronouncing it right? Anne Medai, who is our reference librarian from the research department of the IGT Knowledge Center. So she's going to help us with some tips and tricks to get started with research and to navigate the new web campus, or I'm sorry, IGT website, because they kind of changed some things around. So just to get us started, this is the University Club, increasing a campus culture of research and publication. So this is not just for the College of Education. A lot of the faculty members here in the College of Ed are supporting it, endorsing it by telling their students. Who here heard from a faculty member, like Dr. Ives, or, oh really? Oh wow, okay. Because I heard that his students have been like brainwashed.
He does, he has it up on the web campus.
Oh cool, okay great. And a couple others are really promoting it. So what I want to emphasize is this is across campus. We have people from the Med Center, from accounting, from history. In fact, the Department of History Writing Center, and I know we have one PhD student. Oh yes, Paul, right? Is that right? Great, excellent. We have one PhD student who's a POP member interested in writing about teaching history in schools, and he's writing a lot of pieces on that. So why not take paralleling research interests in different colleges and departments and put them together? Kind of strengthen our momentum across campus for research and publication. So he'll be joining us later, and he's on our Facebook. We have a Facebook page, I'll go over this, and a website, and you can find other POP members on there as well. 7 o'clock is the time we'll meet for all of our meetings, and these are the dates. Once a month at the end of the month.
Except for December.
Yes, yes. We won't really be in school on that one. And that's our website, publisherparish.wordpress.com. So the mission is just to stimulate a culture of research and publications. And we provide free workshops, guest speakers, presentations, professional networking opportunities. And that's the big one too. Right now I'm in the dissertation phase, just in the beginning. And through Publisher Parish, I'm meeting different departments and different faculty, and they're sending me PDFs. Hey, Tara, did you hear about this new measurement tool for personality qualities of U.S. expatriates? Because I'm interested in U.S. students and U.S. expatriates traveling abroad and how quick they adapt to that new culture. And I'm getting all these great resources from people outside the College of Education just because they know I'm associated with Publisher Parish. So it's great networking. And then, as I mentioned, the cross-disciplinary collaboration, you have faculty support, and then amongst ourselves, students, undergrad, masters, PhD, and faculty, staff, and administration alike. In this industry, we love to publish, and so co-author opportunities are all around us. Chapters in a book, an article, whatever you want, we can make that happen. Professors are doing it left and right in this college and around campus. Quick description, it is student-led, but it is backed by administration. GSA, the Graduate Student Association, has endorsed us, has provided funding, so thank you GSA for the popcorn and snacks. And so we're just going to continue to build that momentum and get more university support. And again, it's open to everyone. These are the dates again, and I'll post this on our website. Today's agenda, before we jump on into our guest speaker and learn some actual research and publication tips that you can use in your classes or in your thesis or your articles or dissertation. In an overview, I wanted to introduce Pop and our guest speaker, and then at the very end, after Anne completes her presentation today, we're going to go over some of your goals, your motivations, your research interests, and that's what this club is all about. So we're all about the theory and the lecture, and at least in my department. Now we want to use practical application. We know life happens, we know we're busy, we know we have lots of classwork and work and everything else on top of it. So what we want to provide is the space, the physical space, the time, and the structure using whatever electronic or digital resources, faculty resources, so that we can conveniently structure around your schedule writing times and goals, so that you're meeting those goals while you're being successful in the main part of your life. You're also making progress on these side projects, and you're getting your name out there. You're increasing your professional, competitive nature, and you're doing what you love. You're making progress in publication. And then we have a small little survey because we're all about assessment and documentation. So, without further ado, let me get our guest speaker, Anne, up here from IGT, and we'll get started on the presentation today. So, thank you, Anne. Grab your sticker.
So thanks everybody. I'm a librarian at the Knowledge Center, and I also represent the education department. So I've worked with some of you already. And what I was hoping to do tonight is just go over real briefly some of the tools that we have for research, specifically in education. Is everyone in education, or is anyone in other disciplines? I want to make sure. Okay, so I'll just review them real briefly, go over a couple of, point out a couple of resources that I think might be particularly interesting for you. Talk about a couple of research tools too. And then take any questions. Any questions that you might have based on what I'm speaking of or what I haven't mentioned, let me know and I can kind of hopefully help you out, give you the right tool for the job. So, doing library research, I'll go to the libraries page here. For advanced level research, we recommend specifically that you use the research databases. So we have this tool on the Knowledge Center homepage called OneSearch, and it searches across the catalog, the library catalog, so there's a listing of everything that we own, and it searches across all of our databases. We have several hundred databases that cover all different disciplines. But doing good research means that you find the right tool for the job, rather than using a broad tool like this, which is really kind of a Google, a Google for libraries. We recommend that you pick your database. So if you know your exact database, you can go to our databases link there, or go to your library guide. So if you click on this link for library guides here, what you have is a list of guides organized by subject. So I'm going to pick the library guide, the education library guide, and you can see from the tabs at the top that it covers different resources. So for finding articles, which is mostly the thing that you're going to be searching for, you'll go to the articles tab here, and what it lays out are a lot of different databases that are appropriate for education research. Now, if you were in a different discipline, you would go to the agriculture guide or the anthropology guide or whatever it is. The principle is the same. And then from here, you see the best resources for finding articles in education. So we have ERIC, which is the big database, education database published by the U.S. government, Education Research Complete, Education Full Text, and then PsycInfo too, because some people's research interests cross more into psychology, and PsycInfo is the big psych database. So if you click on one of them, it takes you into the database, and you'll see that actually all four of these highly recommended databases are all made by this company called EBSCO. Right here, you can see their little logo, EBSCO Host. And what that means is that you can actually search across all of the databases at the same time. This is pretty unusual to be able to do this in a discipline. So if you go into this Choose Databases link, you can see that EBSCO, we have hundreds of databases, but EBSCO makes about 50 of the ones that we subscribe to. So I'd like to search them all at the same time, especially when you're conducting a literature review and you want your search to be all-inclusive. So our education databases are Education Full Text, Education Research Complete, ERIC, and then I might throw in PsycInfo too if my research area crosses in. And I can add any of these really. If my area crosses into communication or mass media, I could add that in. It doesn't hurt to search more databases. All it means is that you have to be more specific with your search. So now I can click Show All at the top, and I'm searching all of these databases at the same time. So that's something that I always like to do. And then from here, you can put your search terms into the top, and then underneath, there are a lot of different ways to limit. So by year, by scholarly journal, all different kinds. Usually I like to just start and then limit as I go along, kind of see what I get. So if I'm searching for, say, autism and teaching methods, I'll put in my search terms and go, just see what I get. And I can usually kind of judge how I'm doing by the number of results I get over on the side. This seems at this point kind of a lot. Anything in the thousands kind of makes me think that that's going to be really hard just to even look through all of those titles. So I like to kind of narrow it down some way. But once you're just beginning, it's hard to kind of know how to narrow it down, and you have to really dive on into the literature and see how are authors referring to your topic. So I really like to especially check out these subject terms, or sometimes they're called descriptors, and see what are the major terms that are being used to describe my topic. Because there are always things that I have not thought about, like pervasive developmental disorders. Oh, maybe I need to be searching that way, or maybe I'll click on that and take my search off in that direction. And I'll get even more results there. And sometimes the opposite happens. You put in your search term, and it's, you get 2 articles. It's so specific that you have to broaden it out. So there's really this kind of, pushing and tugging and trying to get your search just right, and following different trails. You follow this trail, and you got all the articles on this topic, and then you need to follow this trail, and this vocabulary term, and then I'll try this, and kind of keep a record of it somehow. From here, once you get to the articles that you want, the full text is the way that you access them. So sometimes there will be a link to a PDF full text. Sometimes it will say linked full text. Oh, there we go, PDF or linked full text. But full text just means the article. So once you get your article, you're set. You can open it, save it, you're good to go. If there is no article, then your options are to use this Find It button and see what it comes up with. And Find It allows you to, how Find It works is that it links all of our databases together and sees if you can go out and find the article in another database. So in this case, it went to this science database actually called Science Direct to find this particular article, but it found it. So here's the PDF, and I could open it and save it. So if there's no full text, you want to use the Find It button. And if the Find It button can't find your article, then it's going to present you a link to interlibrary loan so that you can order the article to get it. So that Find It button is really one of your friends. And it's in Google Scholar too, so I don't know if you've ever used Google Scholar, but you can tell Google Scholar that you want to enable the Find It button there too. So right now, you see Find Full Text at UNR. It's that same kind of thing. Find it. And if you're at home or off, right now it knows I'm here. It knows I'm at UNR, so it's just automatically enabled it. But if you go, when you're in Google Scholar, there should be, this one here. You have to go into the settings. It's not there. Oh, it looks so different from my computer. You have to go into the settings and tell it that you're at UNR. Which you don't see in your settings here. But usually there's a gear icon at the top.
I think it's because you're not signed in.
You think I have to sign in?
Maybe.
Sign in. You're probably right. Usually it's here. I don't know if it's because I'm in a browser than I usually use, but anyway, there should be a way, maybe there, maybe from the search page here, this little gear icon, the settings, you can go into library links here, and right now it's found University of Nevada Reno, so it knows I'm here, but I can do a search and put in University of Nevada and then save it, and then I can enable that Find It button at my home computer. So that Find It button is your friend. It really helps you get to the full text when there is no full text. So that library guide is really the way to go when you're doing upper level research. So if you already know the databases that you want, you can go directly to databases or just keep going back to the library guide. And it's worth exploring some of the other options there for research too. For example, the video link here has a lot of different video sources that we have. They're especially useful if you're teaching a class and you want to have your students watch a video or put a link to a video in Web Campus. We have a lot of streaming video sources there specifically for education video, counseling, therapy, web resources, and books. But I'm going to go back to the Articles Databases tab because I want to show you just a couple of tools that I think you'll find especially useful. And one is Capitals. Have you guys used that one before? Oh, you'll love it. So it's this one over on the side here. So these ones in the middle are the best resources for finding articles and other materials too. You'll find reports, you might find book chapters, sometimes some of them will have dissertations, but mostly what they have are scholarly articles from peer-reviewed journals. We have other kinds of materials too. And one of them is publishing opportunities, and you can find them through this guide right here, which is Cabell's Directory of Publishing Opportunities. And so if you go into this database, you'll see a few different directories. There are some business ones, but I'm especially interested in the education, and you can see that there are 3 different ones. So I'll go ahead and I'll pick education, curriculum, and methods, and then access this directory. And then from here, what I can do is search topics through this drop-down. So maybe I am interested in ESL, so I'll pick this one. And I can search for, a word and a journal title. There are other ways to search here as well, but for now I'll just display the results. And the way that I would want to use this is if I'm interested in finding publishing opportunities. So, I want a few journals, to narrow down just a few journals that look right for me. So this gives me a big long list, and I haven't narrowed it down very much. I'm in the bilingual ESL category. But it's found 144 that have this listed as a topic that they accept articles in. So what you can see in these columns here are, first of all, the review. So is it, peer review? What kind of review is it? Is it a blind review, meaning that the reviewers don't know who you are and you don't know who they are? That's usually what your professors encourage you to do. Or is it more just an editor reviewing it? Number of external reviewers. So is it 2, 3, 1? This, I think, is especially important. Acceptance rate. So 5 to 10%, not something I think I want to waste my time with. But oh, look at this 60%. Yay! So the acceptance rate, it's good to know that going in. And then you have this index line. So is it an ERIC? JCR is the journal citation reports, another database that we have. And then you can also see the location. Is it a U.S. journal? Maybe it's European or something like that. That could have an impact on your choice as well. And then you can pick, so let's pick a journal here on the side. So we'll pick Education Review here. And you can display more information about it. And it will give you the information about the submission process, the contact, again, we saw the acceptance rate, blind review, and time to review too. So, once you submit, how long is it going to take before you hear something? My first article took 7 months. I was like, is this normal? But this tells you at least what you should expect from the journal, the length, that kind of thing. Now after, I wouldn't actually stop here. I would then go to the journal's website, read the instructions for authors, read or skim at least, other articles in the publication, get a sense if it's a good fit before narrowing it down. But what I like is that when you have no idea what's a good fit, maybe you can use this database to narrow down to 5 or 6 potentials, and then visit their websites and do a little bit more research to see what seems like the best fit for your article. And this can alert you to some lesser known publications too. So if you're just starting off, you're not necessarily going for the top journal in the field. You just want to get a few things under your belt, when you're starting to publish. And this can maybe alert you to some smaller publications that have some higher acceptance rates. Good way to get started. So I really like this one. It's worth playing around a bit. And it's right here under Publishing Opportunities, Cabell's Directory. You can also see, another way to go about it would be to look at our list of e-journals. So I have a link here to Education Theory and Practice e-journals, and it gives you, oh, I just couldn't use it. This is a bad link. Oh, I'm horrified. Let me go back. I gotta fix this right away. Horrible. If you go to journals here, did you see that? If I go to the journals link right there, and then down below here, there are journals organized by subject. So I could also look at education journals and just start skimming some titles. But look how many there are. There are a lot, 900 or so. I mean, they're just all in alphabetical order. So I could, of course, I could do a search for a keyword. Maybe I could search for journals with science in the title or something like that to narrow it down. But I still like Cabell's better as a way to kind of find publishing options. But that's 2 ways to go about it. So that's pretty handy. Okay, let me close some of these windows I have open and show you one more thing that I think is really useful on the Education Library Guide. So we go back to it one more time. Libraries, library guides. There, and then Articles, Databases tab, one more time. So we talked about these best resources for finding articles, publishing opportunities, and education e-journals with my bad link that I have to fix. And then down below here, you see other good databases for finding sources. And there's a lot of different kinds of things, such as Mental Measurements Yearbook with tests in print. That can be useful if you're looking for an instrument, like some kind of assessment that you want to use to conduct your study. There's some assessment out there, you've heard about it, or maybe you just want to explore it. Again, this is an EBSCO database. So the nice thing about these EBSCO databases is that they're really easy to search. So, if you want to see what kinds of literacy tests are out there that people have developed, often usually they're not free, but you can see the tests that'll give you a little description of it, tell you how much it costs, tell you who you need to contact to order if you were interested in that kind of thing. So there are a lot of different kinds of sources here on this page, but I wanted to point out this ProQuest dissertations and theses too, because it's so useful to see what other graduate students are doing, and this will allow you to do that. So if you go into the ProQuest dissertations and theses database, you can search it by topic, but you can also search it by school, you can search it by advisor, committee member, that kind of thing as well. So you can just use it as a general kind of search tool and find dissertations from all over the country and theses. Or you can be really specific. So let's say I wanted to just see UNR stuff. I could search by school name. So I could search by University of Nevada, Reno. So I'll put that in the school name. And then I can narrow it down by department, or I can narrow it down by advisor. And then, so from here, what would be a good advisor? What do you think? Anyone you're curious about?
Dr. Rita Layden.
And then you can search and see, okay, so 4 things. And this is I don't know how long she's been around, but some professors have been around for decades. This only goes back to about somewhere in the 1990s. I think starting in 1997, they really started putting all the dissertations in there, and then shortly thereafter, theses. So it doesn't go way far back.
Can we check one more?
Yeah.
Should we use Usinger or should we Milford? Usinger?
How do you spell?
U-S-I-N-G-E-R. Yeah. Using.
So you can click on the citation abstract link here, and then it'll give you the information. Yeah, here we go. And you can see there's the advisor. There are all the committee members. That can be useful too, to see. You can search by committee member and get all the list of every dissertation they've kind of been a member of, and then get a sense of the expectations. So if you look at all the dissertations that a professor has advised, you've got a pretty good idea of what, are you going to do something in line with that? They're not going to ask for something that's crazy different. You'll get a good idea of their expectations. And then full text PDF is what you can use to open it up. And even if you're thinking, of publishing, a research article rather than being interested in full dissertation at this point, I still think it's interesting just to look at the makeup of the dissertations and look at the different sections. Because so often, it's what you submit for publication as a research article or as a literature review article, kind of ends up being recycled into your dissertation or connected somehow. One sticks in one's field. You find your area of focus and you kind of stick in it. So if you even just look at the table of contents, for example, I always find it so interesting to see how they're organizing their research, how they put together the literature review. So it looks like often the literature review is in early on in the dissertation. So I'm guessing this looks in the literature. It looks like it would be in chapter 2.
I think this is really helpful because in a lot of my classes, and I'm just finishing my coursework for my PhD, but my professors give you so many examples of what not to do.
Yes.
Avoid this, avoid that, don't do this. But these are what to do. And you can almost replicate these studies with your own interests and your own research.
Not always. My Dr. Owen Chain, when she's advising me my education thesis, I mentioned one of the theses I look at, she goes, yeah, that one wasn't very good. So you might want to bring it up to your advisor.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
might be one of those ones that skated through that they weren't very proud of. So.
That's not good.
That's a good idea, though. What do
No,
you
it helped. I
recommend
didn't use that information that much. Or I used it as a negative example.
Yeah. You also okay, so use it as a negative. Yeah. I've gone through and I put
changed enough to create a narrative that it flows from the dissertation format. And the education dissertation format is a lot more prescriptive than the history department was. So you have to have certain sections spelled out that you would not have in an article. So it's just gonna be like your methodology section in an article will be a paragraph. In your dissertation or thesis might be 20, 30 pages because you have to explain every little point. So, but yeah, I mean, in the history department, we'd often take each chapter and try to turn it into an article so we have a publishing record. And then obviously those changes as we go through the editing process of putting it into a dissertation.
Yeah. I think the narrative, the word narrative is key. How do you tell the story? Rather than being loosely linked, what's the kind of thread that runs through it, you know, with transitions, with a story that you're telling?
Which is necessary in history more so than the education.
Yeah, but it is in the social sciences, you do have to have those prescribed sections.
Yeah.
But you can still probably find a way to pull in, you know, articles that you published and link them together. That is a good question. I don't know of a way to search for that. I guess you'd have to know examples. You'd have to have known examples or known people who encourage that and look at maybe their students. That's a really interesting question. Anyway, I love this tool. I think it's great. I'm so glad we have it. It's called ProQuest Dissertations and Theses. It's essential for sure. Great. Good. So those are our research tools. Our research databases. I did want to show you a couple of other research tools that I think are really important for organizing your literature and also for connecting to other people. This is a presentation, some slides from a presentation I have on writing the literature review. But we also really encourage people to use some kind of organization tool. So does anyone use a reference management tool like EndNoteWeb or Mendeley or Zotero? So what these, Mendeley. So what these are ways for you to keep track of your stuff. And it's not really all that important when you're an undergraduate and you write a paper for a class and maybe you have 5 or 10 sources and then you write the paper and you're done and you never revisit that again or revisit that literature again. But when you have to live with your literature year after year after year, you want to be able to, oh gosh, what was it that I read last year? You want to be able to go back to it. So some way to keep track of stuff. And that's what reference management tools allow you to do. And one of these tools, Mendeley, is also moving in the direction of connecting researchers together so that people can collaborate, find commonalities. So let me just show you a few examples here. So this is EndNoteWeb. And this is a tool that we get free through the library through our subscription to another database called Web of Knowledge. And this is what it looks like. You have all of your citations imported in here, and then over on the side here, you can organize them into folders. So you keep track of all of the articles that seem interesting to you. Now it doesn't have, each of these is just a citation, so that's just the short form of the article, not the whole article. To get to your article, just like you would in a database, you click on the search button or a full text link. So it's not storing the whole article, it's just the citations. Mendeley works a little bit like that, but it also allows you to store PDFs. So it has kind of an iTunes-like interface. But here are all my articles here. And you can see the little PDF link, which is kind of handy. Over on the side here are all my folders. And then on this side, for each article, it gives me the details, the title, the author, etc., etc. So with Mendeley, it works in 2 ways. Either when you're searching a database, you click a little button and it imports the citation. Or you just drag and drop your PDFs into Mendeley, and it pulls from the PDF, it pulls the metadata, this stuff on the side, here, pulls it out for you and keeps track of the citation that way. And then what it also allows you to do is open each article and make little electronic notes, so little post-it, e-post-its, and highlights. So I still have trouble, I use Mendeley constantly, but I still have trouble not printing out every article that's important to me. I don't know, I just need the paper in my hands. But I'm trying to move more in this way, at least to have it this way. So if I in your paper in Word or OpenOffice, whatever you use, you just click a button and say, I want to import this citation, and it imports it in APA style or whatever other style you're using right into your paper and creates the bibliography at the end. So it just does it for you automatically. And that's the really, really nice time-saving reason to have it. The other nice thing that all of these tools will do is that they have all of the common citation styles in them, so APA and MLA and Chicago and all of those. But they also have, like Mendeley and EndNote, have 1,000 styles. You probably wouldn't have thought that there were that many different styles. But their styles come from journals, so they have journal styles in them. So if you know that you're going to submit your paper to a journal, and the journal style is in Mendeley, you can just automatically format it. Because you know, some journals will have APA, but it'll be just slightly different. Or if it's like a European journal, it's just slightly different. You know, the commas are different, and the periods or something like that. So it formats it for you automatically. And then if you decide, maybe you decide you don't want to submit it to X journal, you want to submit it to Y journal, you just automatically change it with the touch of a button, and it reformats it instantly. So that right there is worth it in my opinion. I always, at the very end, I always export my whole paper, because it keeps it connected to your account the whole time. So anytime you add a new reference, make a change to a reference, it'll automatically change it in your paper. And then at the very end, I export and proofread. So it's really nice. This is another one, Zotero. Zotero, so you can see the database at the top half here. It works only with Firefox, and it works in the lower half of the browser, down here. Because the philosophy of the people who made this tool, they're from George Mason University, they thought, well, you want your reference manager when you're collecting your sources, which is usually when you're in a database and in your browser. So as you search for stuff, there's actually a little button up in the bar up at the top here. You click a little button, and it imports it all down here. And then you have your folders and your information. And it's really good too about taking snapshots. It takes lots of snapshots of web pages. So rather than storing PDFs, it stores snapshots. So it's really actually useful for people who do a lot of research that requires kind of online sources like journalism and things like that. But it's useful for everybody too. So it kind of depends on your style and finding a tool that's comfortable. But I'm just going to pass around real briefly and show you this. This is information about Mendeley, and I'll just pass it around. But you can see different scenarios for using Mendeley. And one of the scenarios is that Mendeley allows you to connect with other researchers. So I'll show you this real briefly. This is Mendeley.com, where you can go to sign up for it. And Mendeley is free. All of these tools are free. There are some paid tools, like EndNote Web is our free tool, but EndNote, there's also a paid version, so you can go to the bookstore and buy it for $120 or something like that. But these tools are free. And Mendeley has both a web component and a desktop component. And what it has also, what the creators also have done is they have this kind of social networking component to Mendeley. So in addition to storing all of your references, you can create a profile and connect to other people, and they can post comments and things like that. So you create a profile here, and you can put in your publications, your awards. Obviously, I haven't filled out all of mine, that kind of information there. And then you can connect to other people, your contacts. So you can see other people here too. And we have and it allows you to create groups, which are really nice too. And we've created a UNR group. And I encourage you all to join Mendeley and join our group. We have 69 members so far. What we're hoping is that it'll be a way for people to find each other, to find common research interests and connect. So just like as in Facebook you have friends, in Mendeley you have contacts, but you can send a contact request to somebody and set up your contacts, and then hopefully you can find people and then make your own groups. Like maybe you're working on a paper together, maybe you'll form a group and you can all add your sources in and comment on them. you can, write, your kind of progress. How are you doing on this paper? Share files, that kind of thing. So it's a nice tool that way for connecting. It also, and we have a guide here. This is the URL: campusguides.unr.edu/Mendeley. And we have several of our librarians are Mendeley advisors. But if you join our UNR group, you get an upgrade. So Mendeley works for free like a lot of web tools. It gives the basic version away for free, but then if you really want more space or more ability to form more groups, because you only can form one group with the free version, you have to upgrade for $5 or $10 a month. But the library has kind of bought everyone on campus an upgrade. So basically you get this upgrade to more storage space, which is nice because at UNR here we have no storage space. There's no drive for students. So anyway, you get more web storage space and more places to store your PDFs, all your articles. You can form more groups, and so it's really kind of nice. So if you do join, send me an email. Right here is my email address. Send me an email, and I'll send you an invitation to join our group, because I think it'd be really great if we can get people connected. It's really cool that we have it at the library. So anyway, fabulous tools. I think everyone should at least have a system, whether it's you use like a tool like Zotero or Mendeley or EndNote, or you develop your own system. You have to have a system. I don't even know how you can function without a system. I mean, some kind of organization tool. Yeah, I don't know, a spreadsheet or something. But anyway, they're great stuff. So we have a Mendeley guide here. So if you're interested, this kind of takes you through it, a whole how-to. And we offer training sessions too. And I meet with people. We meet with people one-on-one. So if you ever want to learn it, just let me know. We also have guides on. So this is. Did I show you this? Mendeley campusguides.unr.edu/Mendeley. And then we also have. Oops, it just went away. We also have a guide on EndNote Web. So it's the same idea. You can see the different tabs take you through the process of using it. And there's someone to contact about it. And we should have one on Zotero. We just made one on Zotero too. So if any of those sound interesting to you, definitely check them out. I've used all of them at one point or another. Now I'm mostly implementing. I just like to have a system. So I think those are great tools. So anyway, that's what I prepared today. What questions can I answer for you? Is there anything in particular that you're curious about in terms of doing research, other tools that we might have that might help out?
I have a quick one. The graduate research or reading rooms.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with those
Yes.
over there? I heard a rumor that graduate students, maybe PhD especially, were able to reserve those.
Oh, so we have a faculty graduate reading room. Does everyone know where that is on the 4th floor? You have to get your Wolf cards kind of activated so that you can have access to the room. It's very easy to do. You just go to the 5th floor in the Knowledge Center and just tell them you're a grad and they'll activate your card. But right next to it, if you go into that room, right next to it are faculty carrels and offices. And you can get one of those. And I thought that it used to be that it was, I think, carrels for graduate students and offices for faculty, but I don't think that's true. You've got one of those. Yeah. So, what was your question again?
Could we reserve them for like long periods of time, or is it like?
Yes, I think they're checked out either for the semester or the year. What's your
It
question?
goes on your, so you go on a waiting list.
Yes.
And then you're prioritized depending on use and where you're at and things. And then
spend a lot of time over there,
Yeah.
you know, rather than hauling your stuff all over the place. They need to have space. Yeah, so, yeah, there is a form to fill out, and they really do want people to use them. So if you intend to be there, by all means, do it. So, there's a form somewhere on our website, it's always hard to find, online application, yeah, down here. And the best way on our website sometimes, I think, to find anything is to search. You can go to this tab, library website, and just do a search. It's hard to find things otherwise, but that'll tell you more information about that. Yeah. And they go, I mean, they're always used. Yeah.
At all times, so that would be 7 a.m. to midnight.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just, there's so many libraries.
I think that's because it started tracking before they didn't. I was surprised how many people didn't use it.
Really?
Even though they were, even though they were reserved for people for like a whole year. And you wouldn't see, you'd see the same 5 to 10 people there, and they're little heavies, but nobody else in the other room, so.
There was one family member who had an office there, and she had all her stuff, but she didn't like to work there. So she would always go somewhere else in the library, which I I guess that, whatever is
You can make a sanctuary in your house.
Yeah.
If you have the right tools for access to it.
But how long did it take you to get off the waiting list?
Well, I asked for a locker, Carol. I got a locker first. I got accepted to a locker first, but honestly, the first time I looked into it was when I first got here back again, which was in 2010.
Yeah.
So I don't want to discourage anybody, but
Oh.
but I was in a high priority at that time. I think I got a little bit higher on the priority list, and then somebody happened to, I reapplied, and somebody happened to be training their key the same time that I applied, and it was just like this beautiful timing that I happened to get in. And I'm sure it's different. From what I understand, it's different for everybody, because like whoever, we're all different, and on the priority list, but I would say you're pretty high priority, you're finishing your classes, you're getting into your dissertation and stuff, so.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What else? Any other questions?
It's a little embarrassing to realize when we're showing how to do all the searches, that for 2 years I've been doing searches the hard way.
How have you been doing?
The one where you just click journal and then go through all the bazillion listed ones and then,
Yeah, so when you're searching specifically for a journal,
right,
yeah, so we have, if you go to this journals link here,
that's the one I've been using. And
Yeah.
it's cumbersome,
it is cumbersome. Yes.
but it's okay because it was better than the old time when I was going and pulling the journal off the shelf.
Xerox, but
So
yeah,
it's
so
like
something's
something's
time,
great more.
times have changed. And this box too allows you to either search for the journal on the web or the web in the library, so you can just search for it directly there. If you're kind of following that citation trail and just need to find specific obscure articles, that's definitely the way to go.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And if there's any questions I can answer now, in the future, after today, my information, my contact information is on that education library guide. So it's all there, my email and phone, and please don't hesitate to just send me a question. And I'm always happy to get together too.
I'm gonna find you on Mendeley.
Yeah, find me on Mendeley,
Yeah,
please.
start a group. Everyone will join your group.
Great, that would be great. You could form a publisher.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Open it on our website. Thank you. I wasn't even aware of that.
Oh, good.
It's awesome. Awesome tools.
Yeah, great new stuff. All right,
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you. See you there. All right. Well, I know we're coming up to about 8 o'clock here, so I just wanted to touch on a couple future items before you guys head on out. And then maybe we can pass around the surveys. Do we have them over here? Pretty soon, so that we're not keeping everyone too late. But wanted to touch on a couple things. Contacts for Publisher Parish, you can go to our Facebook, you can go to our website, or these are our kind of club members like that too. If you need a little bit of assistance for your resources, come talk to us. We'll see what we can do, who we know, what clubs or associations that can help support that. Club developments. So we are recognized by the university and funded. We're increased with our fall memberships for the POP memberships, and it's still increasing on even if they're not you're not seeing them here. We have them all over campus. And if you want to meet up with other people with similar research interests, I suggest you go to our Facebook and just kind of like it so that I know who you are and that you're kind of a part of our club. And if you don't have a Facebook, just go ahead on that sign-in sheet, just make sure you sign in. And is there a phone number option or anything in there? No? Okay. Well, we'll do a quick intro so I can get to know you real quick, and we'll start partnering you up with other people with similar research interests if you like. And then I'll post this also. Those are our two websites.
Do you want me to add an email column and pass it back around?
That'd be great. Thanks. Appreciate that. It was Chrisanna, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to touch on was roundtables. So at least the College of Education does research roundtables. They haven't started up this semester as far as I know, but how do I get this thing over to DocCam? This is a very helpful resource too. EDUC 799 has guest speakers on various topics, and we have the whole semester laid out. If you haven't seen this or you haven't been told about it, check it out after, because they talk a lot about professional development, research strategies, publication strategies, and they're highly experienced. There we go.
799 is the class.
Yeah, EDUC 779 is a course taught by Dr. Weiss, I believe. What?
Mine is one of our guest speakers.
Yeah, I
He's right
know.
here.
It's a panel of doc students. It's not an expert on that light.
Alright, so move on here. And then opportunities from the, I put PPC, this is my old habit, Publish with Parish Club. It's POP now, everything's gonna go POP. But again, these are kind of the offerings of the club, and because we're kind of running short on time, I'll leave these up on the website for you guys to review. But there's more than that as well, once we kind of get the ball rolling. This is an announcement that I wanted to share with you. This is a New York Times best-selling author, award winner. He's going to be in Reno on October 9th at 1 p.m. at the Nevada Museum of Art. And he's going to be talking about the craft of writing, and then he has a specific niche about the culture of food. And it's free admission, there's free parking, and I put the website here if you're interested in just heading downtown to check it out.
I already know I'm working. Is there any way that somebody, if it does go, would maybe be willing to go and bring back the information to us?
If I go, I'll give you the info.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I can post something online too, a little reminder, hey, take notes, or
That would be amazing.
thanks, Amanda, yeah. And then I'll post that too. Great idea.
Can you go back?
Oh, sure, yeah, here you go. Yeah, he's gonna be talking with that Colin Robertson.
You said Museum of Art?
Yep, Nevada Museum of Art, October 9th at 1. That's a writing event, and, or can I?
Yeah.
Also, the Montage is a university journal. It's specifically for undergrads, but I've talked with them and they've said that undergrads can partner with graduate students to write an article and submit, which is awesome because we can actually get that research, writing, and publication experience at the local level. And actually, their editor-in-chief, Danica Peterson, will